Take two. You know what? I'll never get flopping in this uncomfortable ass chair. I can never get jiggy with this. And I'm still not comfortable. My body is uncomfortable in this motherfucking chair. But so y'all know, when it comes to friends and relationships, like, things can be really tricky. And I'm not finna go on a whole tangent right now, but I do want to just discuss a few things. Like, for one, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them, y'all. Like, stop giving people chances who you know ain't shit. For lack of better words, I'm sorry. But you know they're not shit. Like, you been knew that, but you keep going back, giving them chances. You already know how they are. Stop living off of false hope. They're not going to change. People only change when they want to change, okay? You cannot change anybody. And sometimes, yeah, like I said, I'm reading off of notes because I be forgetting stuff, and I ain't going to be forgetting stuff. But when we know a person for a while, like, we're blind to their selfish characteristics. Can't talk today, wow. I promise you I passed every English class I've ever been in. But yeah, we're kind of blind to their selfish characteristics. It's like we know how they are, but we accept it because we care about them. And it's like once you get tired of it, you keep putting up with it, it builds up. It makes you upset. It's just a negative experience. It's just not a good experience to be in at all. And instead of doing that, you just cut it. Just cut them off. Cut them off. If they're not making your life, if they're not impacting your life in a positive way, it shouldn't be so hard for us to stop talking to a person just because you care about them. It's a thin line between you caring about somebody and them actually benefiting your life. If you care about somebody, yeah, it's a good thing because you're compassionate, you care, you have a heart. That's a good thing in most cases. But if you care about somebody and they treat you like crap, what are you getting out of it? That friendship, that relationship, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you getting out of that relationship with that person if you're the only one putting things on the table? If you're the only one bringing things to the table and they're not bringing anything, it's going to be stressful for you because you'll feel like you're the only one who cares. And that's a whole different ballgame. But, and another thing, the longer you know someone, the more different characteristics and qualities that you may never notice before come out. I've noticed that through hella experience. Like, I've had people be my friend, or I was in relationships and it's just like they were one person when we first met. It was cool, everything was perfect, you know what I'm saying? Like, we coolin', we chillin', we good, you know what I'm saying? Just good. And then it's like a flip. You switch the flip or something, and I really can't talk today, y'all. And I'm not editing this video, so I really feel bad for y'all. But yeah, so sometimes you just it's like you never really know a person, which is why I think it's hard for me to get to know new people. I feel like when I try to get to know somebody, I'm not really going to begin to know who they really are, if that makes sense, because people always hide who they really are and they pretend to be something they're not. And that's never been me, which is another reason why I feel like I clash with so many other different type of personalities, because I notice people change when their environment changes, and that's just never been me. For example, this is a small example. I grew up in Norfolk. I live in Chesapeake now. The way they act in Norfolk and the way they act in Chesapeake are two totally different things. But since I was raised in Norfolk and I grew up on certain values and morals, and you know, I never switch up on nobody, like, no matter who you start hanging with, it don't matter. You can switch schools, I'm still gonna be cool with you because we grew up together, right? That's just like my best friend. Like, we've been friends since I moved from out Norfolk. We never stopped being friends. I never changed on her. I never started acting like I was too good because I moved from a bad school to a good school, quote unquote. That's still up in the air, actually, if I moved to a good school. Cause I got bullied, but that's a whole different thing. But what I'm saying is, when people are easily persuaded or easily changed, it's because that's who they really are. You have to pay attention to every single detail about somebody when you get to know them. And that's sometimes like the scariest part, because you can think somebody's genuine, you can really think they cool or whatever, fun to be around, y'all vibe. And then they could be talking about you, or they could be somebody you think Like, they could be the total opposite of what you think they are. And it's really scary. I've been in this situation so many times. Like, I just really hate, that's really one of my pet peeves. Like, I hate when people switch up. I feel like I just never switched up. I've always been the same no matter where I go, who I end up hanging out with, who I talk to. I could get famous tomorrow and I'm still going to be Zayana because that's just me. That's how I was raised. No amount of money, no amount of friends, no matter who my friends are, no matter who I associate with, I'm still going to be me regardless. I hate when people are so easily manipulated by their environment. Like, it really just bothers me. It really bothers me. I had put this for example. I said, say your boyfriend gets a new car and you're the one that's been taking him to work and driving him around, taking care of his responsibilities and other activities. Suddenly, now that he has a new car, he doesn't answer calls or checks on you is freaking frequent. I can't talk. He doesn't check on you as frequent as he did before. You were being used. Like, I really feel like people be doing that. I don't feel like, I know people be doing that. Y'all gotta watch out. Like, these people will like this chair. I don't like this chair. I gotta get a new chair, y'all, when I get some money, because, you know, I'm broke. Can't afford to get a new chair. But people will really pretend to be like something they're not. Like, and it'll have you wondering, like, were you always like this, or was I just too blind to see it? And the answer to the question is, yeah, you were too blind to see it. They always been like that. They always giving you the signs, but you're ignoring them instead of cutting them off. Like, you should cut their ass off. Like, it's really not that hard. Like, I already said this. Sorry, y'all. But, yeah. You can care about somebody from a distance. You can love people from a distance. If it's one thing I learned, the older I got, I definitely learned that everybody is not for you. Everybody isn't meant to be for you. Everybody's not going to understand you. Everybody's not going to be real. People say they're real. There's a difference between saying you're real and acting real. Like, people be saying, oh, I'm a real this and that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But they ain't really real. They just want you to get that impression so you can mess with them. It's a game to some people. Like, it really is. But the moment where you think somebody forgot where they came from or start to switch up on you, I'm telling you, these 3 steps. Delete, block, and pray, okay? DBP. Because if you do not, you're going to end up hurting yourself more in the end. And I promise you, like, it sounds funny now, but delete, block, and pray. Like, I'm so serious. Even if, like, because I know sometimes, like, when you care about somebody, say you had a little shorty or whatever, you going to block them, but you going to take them off block eventually. I know, because I'm speaking from experience. See what I'm saying? Like, I know. But, delete them from your life, definitely. It's not going to be easy because you care about them. But if they switching up on you like that, if it could take money, materialistic value, raise, a higher position at a job, whatever the case may be, some new shoes, bitch. Some new shoes. Because people will switch up on you because they got the new Jordans and you don't. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. But if you see them signs, go, leave. Like, leave. Just exit. Just exit. Don't even give them no explanation, be just slowly just depart and then leave, because if not, you're gonna end up keep putting this person before yourself. One, because when you care about somebody, you tend to put their feelings before your own, and that's another way you can go wrong in friendships and relationships. You should never be putting somebody else before your own happiness, even if you've known them forever. Like, because somebody that's known you forever could not have good intentions for you from somebody who just met you yesterday. So you really never know. Like, as soon as you see somebody switching up, I'm telling you, they're not for you. Cut them off. Pay attention to how a person responds and reacts when they're upset. Who and how they respond to you and react to you. Whatever comes out of their mouth when they're upset, that's who they are. Don't ever question that. Like, don't ever question that. Actually, a customer told me that, and it made a whole bunch of sense, because I don't know what we were talking about, but she was like, if somebody's upset with you and they call you the B word or whatever, that's how they really feel. And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, yo, that's crazy, because like a few people disrespected me, put me on the spot, tried to embarrass me, tried to carry me, whatever the case may be. They did that out of spite, out of anger, out of jealousy. And instead of me being the person nipping in the bud, I was just like, oh, they was just mad. You know, that's what we were taught. Oh, they don't really mean that. He just mad. Oh, he was mad when he called me a bitch. What type of morals, what type of respects, what type of values are you even going by if you can let somebody act like that when they're mad? So that means when you have a child, and say your child is in class or whatever, and they have somebody that's picking on them, and then they'll just think, oh, well, he just hit me because he was mad. It's okay. We'll be friends tomorrow. No, that's not how it works. That's not how life works. That'll not get you far. And that just makes you weak. It's no other way for that. It's no other way for me to explain that. Like, it's really hard for me to talk in front of the fucking camera. I hope this shit don't cut off, because last time, y'all, I was recording some of this shit cut off and I got so mad. And I ain't even posted. And I probably won't post this. I don't know yet. But, you want to be around people who are patient and kind to others. People who care about you do not treat you nor talk to you any kind of way when they're mad. Like I said, if you're mad to the point where you want to cut somebody out, where you want to put hands on them, first of all, tell them you need time to cool off and you'll talk to them later. Simple, y'all. Just tell them you don't want to talk right now, but at least let them know. Communicate, okay? Because one thing I learned, like, in this age, like I said, I'm 22. I would say from the time after I graduated high school, so I was 18, 19, 18, yeah. Yeah.